hope it's going well. I'm here to do the live stream. I'm still pulling up my reference. I think I'm gonna continue this figure drawing thing that I started. Here, I'll pull it up. I haven't really finished shading this one. So I think I'm gonna keep working on this today because it's not quite done. Yeah, so, and then if I finish that, there's a couple other things I want to try, a couple other figures. I've got two. I want to pull them up. Okay, the big one that I want to do is this one. This one's really cool because it actually shows the interior, like, pelvis bone. So that's really useful. But I'm gonna finish this other one. Okay, so that one, we've got some shading left. Let's see how it turns out. If I can even get my holder to work, it might be completely broken. Hey, a couple people made it in. Hey, how are you? Thank you for joining. I am wrestling with a broken camera holder, so I'm getting started slowly, but I think I'm going to continue shading the butt on this drawing because it's really pretty. I'm not done yet. So yeah. Oh my gosh, people actually came in. I thought for sure it was going to be empty because the last few have been totally empty. Thank you so much for joining. It's so good to see you. I am house sitting, so I am so excited. Like, it's a nice relaxing place to draw, and my hosts are really wonderful and kind and generous, and they said it was chill if I live streamed at their house. So thank you for joining. Merry Christmas if you celebrate. This is such a pretty tree I have behind me. Like, it's good to be here. It's been a good month. So yeah, I think this will work. Okay. This lighting might be a little weird. And I hope you're chilling out with a drink. I'm having this nice sangria hard cider. It's all right. It's mostly apple cider. I don't know what they put in it to make it sangria. So this reference is up on the Patreon for free. And you can join and draw, like, in the community. There's like an all access chat for people, even if you don't pay. You can still get this reference and draw along with me, and I think you should try because it's really, really gorgeous, and it's a lot of just like line work, so it's pretty simple. So I hope you join. Let's see if I can switch this around now. Oh, I hope this shadow doesn't linger. Gat. I haven't seen that before, the gat. Like apparently that is the word for that's a hot girl, like people have been using. Stendhal syndrome. I've never heard of Stendhal syndrome. What is that? Oh, I do not like that shadow. Let's see if I can get turned a little bit. Turned. Let's get turned. So our drawings can be in the light. What is Giat? Someone explain to me Giat. I'm like too old for this. What is Giat? There's got to be a better light. You know what? Hang with me for a minute on my journey to find a better light source. There's got to be another one. We need more light. This should work. Okay. Yeah, it means it's good. All right. Oh, that turns off a light. That's why I'm running late today. It's an unfamiliar place. Oh, it's the pull string. Okay. There we go. All right. Excellent. That's a little better. Okay, so get your drinks. Check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/madscientician. There's an all access group chat where you can get the reference for free and you can join me and draw along. And we are gonna shade. I still didn't get like all of the shadows on this arm. I'm actually gonna sharpen. So how have you all been? How was your December? It's like almost Christmas. How exciting is that? It's Hanukkah if you celebrate that. Like every holiday. Like there's just like so much. Like there's so much gifting and eating going on, and I've already had way too much food and December isn't even over yet. Like just yesterday, the place I'm staying, like this whole box of cookies arrived at the house, just these beautiful sugar cookies. And it's like an effort to not eat everything that shows up, but it's been really nice. I hope it's been good because like the last couple holiday seasons, like I just worked a lot because I do pet sitting and house sitting, so that's always a ton of work around the holidays. And I love it because it keeps me busy. But this time I actually get to chill out a little and like have some fun. And like I also enjoy working, but it's nice to chill out and like enjoy the holidays, rest and relax as well. Let me get some of this darker shading on the arm. Okay. It's kind of a weird angular shadow here. Okay, what else is going on here? There's like several different line layers going on. So I'll kind of show you a little. Like there's this, like it's kind of like a box or like a bit of a hexagon. And so I'm trying to make like whatever this light is, I'm trying to make that shape and then do some of these like cross hatching and stuff. I know all the festive meals are delicious. Um, it is a little much for me sometimes. Like when you go between meal and it's like, dude, I'm like not even hungry from the last meal I ate. Like, dude, I really struggle. Um, and then like what it was like when I was growing up is like if you refuse food, that's considered rude, and like I probably come off as rude, but I just cannot. Like sometimes I have to just be like, you know what, I'm all done eating and this is delicious, but it's all I can take. I cannot eat anymore, and that's okay. I ended up at a party last Saturday. Actually, oh gosh, I was at a party last Friday and then another party last Saturday, and they were both extremely fun. One was just like a small house party with like 9 or 10 people, and we went around like sharing music and like doing karaoke and stuff, and it was like more fun than I've had in a long time. And then last Saturday I went to a house show, and then after that I went to like a big holiday party. And then that was an insanely fun party. Like I don't think I've ever, well, it's been a long time since I've been to a party that like high effort. So like um whoever organized the party, like the food was like very elaborate, beautiful, extremely tasty, like, and then like everyone was dressed up like cowboys. I came ill-equipped. Like I was not dressed up as a cowboy. My costumes were lacking, but that was okay. I was there to appreciate because like I just kind of am like using whatever clothes I have at my disposal, and there is nothing cowboy in any of my stuff. Um, but like, oh, a lot of people there just had like extremely good costumes. Um, and then there was just like the whole kitchen counter was just covered in like beautiful food. Um, it was a sight to see, honestly. Like there was in the corner, there was like this whole charcuterie tray, and like there was a platter of petit fours, like these beautiful pink like coconut cake squares, and there were like these hazelnut bites, hazelnut cake bites that tasted like amaretto. There were like marinated mushrooms and like God, everything was so delicious. Okay, one of the crazy things, someone made a bologna cake. There were actually two bologna cakes. Shout out to Kenshi Mata, says hey, hello. Anyway, so there were like two bologna cakes, and I had never had a bologna cake, but I guess what this person did is like, have you ever seen those crepe cakes? Like sometimes you can get them at boba shops and stuff, but there were these bologna cakes that like it was a layer of bologna and then they would layer in, I think it was like, you know, those like ranch seasoning packets mixed in with like cream cheese or something. And so it's like a layer of bologna, then a layer of the cream cheese ranch, and then a layer of bologna, and then a layer of the cream cheese ranch, and then just like that over and over and over again. And then so like someone showed me like, hey, like slice off like a sliver of the bologna cake and eat it on a piece of bread or a cracker or something. So I did that and it was incredible. Like you wouldn't think it would be good. It's like if you took one of those disgusting gelatin desserts from the 50s and like tried to eat it. It looked terrible. It tasted incredible. Um but it was like decorated to look like a tiny little cake and I was all about it. So like that was incredible. Orest is here. Was there pizza? There was no pizza. But you didn't miss the pizza. There was like there were latkes. Somebody was making latkes and they were the best latkes I've ever had. What else was there? Um, what kind of party doesn't have pizza though? I guess this party was like this was a fancy party. This was not like my typical college party or whatever. I guess the woman who threw it was like an artist in the community, and so it was like a whole bunch of like professional artists and like gallery artists and stuff, which was really cool. Like the house was filled with this like incredible art. A lot of it was made by the woman who like hosted. And like um there was all sorts of stuff on the walls, like on the shelving. There was just like animal bones and like there were plants everywhere. And I went into the bathroom and in the bathroom, like, oh, I love when you go into somebody's bathroom and there's just a whole bunch of like vulgar or surreal art. So there was in the bathroom, there was a picture of the devil sitting on the toilet. And then there was like a sculpture, and it was like if you had a biblically accurate like angel made of boobs. It was like that. It was like seven breasts arranged into a circle. So it was wild. I really enjoyed it. Um The music was good. Lots of people were dancing. And it was not a Diddy party, as far as I knew. Rumor has it, rumor has it that during the party, one of the members of the Shins showed up. But I don't know. It could just be a rumor. This is what the diagram is showing. Like, I don't know if this like looks right. I don't really get it. Like, this doesn't look like the right kind of shadows to me. Maybe it'll look right later, you know? Oh, Red is here. Thank you. I missed you too. So, like, at any point, if anyone looks weird or is spammy, you never know. Like, people could be a bot. Like, I've just kind of like started to expect at this point that there's just going to be bots around. Like ever since someone told me about like the dead internet theory, I always figure I'm just like on here by myself screaming into the void. Nobody, like I'm just assuming no one is real here. But I hope you are. Oh, and I also went to Meow Wolf. Has anybody here heard of Meow Wolf? Kenshi subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, Kenshi. Isn't it a school night? Like, I'm not in school right now. I should be. I should sign up for a class. I'm debating. Do I start? I feel like it's time to start a new one. I've been meaning to try this one for a while. It might be a disaster. I don't know if I should do like this one or that one. I'm gonna try. We'll see how this goes. Oh, I feel overwhelmed already. Okay. Kevin Max says that place Meow Wolf looked amazing. Okay, so it was such an adventure. So like it's like a playground. So the place it kind of reminded me of is there's like a children's museum in San Diego. And a lot of what happens in the children's museum is like there's all these climbable structures and there's like all sorts of different textures. It's like this huge jungle gym. And it kind of reminded me of that. So a whole bunch of different artists like did lots of stuff in different rooms. So like the main room I kept coming back to is like the forest room, but there's lore behind the whole building as well. So in Santa Fe, the lore is that this is a house. The entrance where you walk in, it's like a house where a family used to live, and something happened in the space-time continuum where it was like a younger brother like lost and died. And they're trying to bring him back. Um, so that's part of the whole like plot. I guess somebody told me it was like a murder mystery, but it's not exactly. So there's like some of the installations that I walked through had like games where it's like you can interact with the installations. Like there were some musical installations where like you can touch the pipes and they make different synth noises, or like one of the synths was like a giant dinosaur skeleton that you could like hit with mallets. Um or like there was like a theater room where there are performances sometimes. Or like um one of the rooms is this like not kinetic, but like one of the rooms is like it's like a reclining spaceship. So you lie down and press a bunch of buttons, and when you press the buttons, it makes like these takeoff noises that vibrate the whole thing, and it makes you feel like you're flying in a way, I guess. It's like very like tactile, I guess. So that's like part of it. There's also like there was like a clown room that was made entirely of trash, which was like pretty cool. So it was like a giant mosaic collage of trash. Um, so there's all these like pill bottles and bottle caps and like pieces of like cut up aluminum can, and like there were like Barbie dolls in there, and the way it was arranged was a critique on like consumerism and overconsumption. So that was pretty cool. Um, there was like pieces of the room made from like cassette tapes, 8 tracks, VHSs, like old CDs, like all sorts of stuff that doesn't really have a use anymore, but doesn't really like degrade quickly either. So that was a really cool room. That was one of my favorites. I'm gonna try to draw in this like femur and hip bone right here. This is part of the exercise. I'm trying to get used to like where the bones lie inside the body. Okay, it looks like this is like that. Okay. Okay. Meow Wolf experience looked like the living mind of Emery Blagden. I don't know who that is, but I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna write that down. So there's this forest room. I meant to go back to the forest room, and it's like it's filled with like fake trees and foliage and flowers and stuff, and like um and they hung a bunch of birds up. Like there are like these fake crows everywhere. There's like owls. There's all sorts of like lots of stuff to look at, lots of stuff to touch. Um there was like a puzzle room. Oh, something about this is off already. Here we go. I'm gonna make this whole pelvic bowl. Here we go. What kind of stuff does Emery Blagden do? There were a lot of artists that did pieces of the installation, so it's possible he was one of them. Because, like, okay, one of the. Oh, God, the perspective on this is all wrong. Okay. Look at that. Okay. I just want to point this out. Like, I might start over because I've never done this before. So, here, the foreground hip. Let me get the pencil. The foreground hip is like kind of the same level as this one, but this one looks like it juts further forward, or maybe the way it's rotated and angled. This one just is and I can tell like I've done something wrong, so I'm like, okay. Maybe I start over. Or maybe I continue and see where my mistake came from. Or maybe what I do. Okay, I'm gonna rethink this. Maybe what I do, raise up this crest and just make it match. It still does not look right. Maybe I can bring this back a little bit. I think that will fix it. I think this still needs to come. Okay. Maria Blagden built a healing machine using everything he found and recycled plus earth materials and rocks. He passed away a while back. A healing machine. Okay, I'll have to check that out. This is hard, you guys. Okay. Where is... Okay. I'm gonna draw this, like, belly line. Maybe that will make sense of things. The navel, like, I feel like it's, like, right here. Okay. And then, like... That kind of makes sense a little. It's, like, a little too round, maybe. That's a little better. Okay. Definitely something to those pretties. Even simple wind chimes are kind of magic. I know, right? Okay, I didn't talk about one of the synth rooms at Meow Wolf was like, there were these pipes. And I stayed in there probably like 20 minutes. Like all you had to do was like tap. And I was like trying to find like, okay, so the synths kind of sucked because you can only like hit like 2 or 3 at a time before the system gets overwhelmed, and like it can't play more than like 2 or 3 pitches at the same time. But I was trying to make these like rhythmic patterns that didn't sound like shit. And I finally like started to figure it out, and then I don't know, I was having a good time. Like I don't know if you've messed with some kind of like simple like musical instrument until you get like a euphoria, but that's what happened. Like I was stone cold sober, But this synth room, gosh, I'm making this woman awfully curvaceous. I have a bias towards doing that, but it's okay. Okay, this synth room, like I stayed in there so long, I started getting like a natural euphoria off of just playing with the synths, and that's the kind of thing that would happen when I used to go to festivals, so it was like an excellent time. I enjoyed it a huge amount. Um, mm, what am I doing? Okay, yeah, there's this other elbow part right here. Okay, and this. Okay. This is starting to make a little more sense, I feel like, the more I draw, as it always does. His entire barn looked like a Meow Wolf immersive experience. There was a PBS documentary. Also, YouTube has some videos. Okay, I want to check that out. That sounds right up my alley. That sounds perfect. And then, oh my gosh, there was this, what do you call it? There was an installation by a woman named Tanya Schultz that was there, which was crazy because I used printouts of her work. Like I used pieces of her work from a magazine, like back when I was doing mixed media years and years ago. I don't think it's this sketchbook, it's a different one. But it's called The House of Eternal Return, and I posted a picture of it in the community tab. Um and it's like this really crazy like rainbow textured landscape. And something about it, like I just find stuff like that to be unsettling, like adorably unsettling. So I was so surprised to find it there. It was very cool to run into her artwork, because that's like where I started was I didn't know what to do, so I just took like pieces that inspired me. And Tanya Schultz was one of those people who inspired me a whole lot. It was colorful, it was fantastical. So check that out in the community tab. I posted that recently. Oh man, so there's hands. I have to draw hands as well. I'm just like, okay. But I like how all the lines are kind of outlined. Okay. So this wrist. This should go down straighter. That should not be like that. It should be like a little more tucked in. A little more tucked in. And what's going on here is the shoulder socket. Oh gosh, I need a drink. Okay. Break time. Oh my gosh. Okay, then here. This hand. Kevin Max says, was it a full circle kind of experience? Totally. I was so surprised because, okay, like I've mentioned before, like back then I was so intimidated by pencil drawing that I just tore up pictures of magazines because I was just trying to figure out who I was artistically. And this was like, oh, it must have been 10 years ago now. I think it was like 10 or 11 years ago. I was doing mixed media, just like making vision boards and like cutting up magazines and like cutting up old books and just using like sometimes I would draw with crayons or like or pastels or whatever. And so to come full circle and see this thing that was like the beginning of my journey was it was pretty cool. Okay, and there's a smallish breast. Okay. This hand looks, it's not going to be my best, but that's okay. There's like some perspective going on and I'm not doing well. Like I do not know. I'm kind of lost. It's okay. We're going to do it anyway. This doesn't look right. Like, how do I make. I don't understand. Oh, it's like from here. Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. I got it. Okay. It's like this is our arm. That's not quite right, but I'm gonna keep working with it. This is okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna keep doing it and not give up. Oh, that's a good line. All right, yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So now rib cage going on here. Oh man, this upper part is a shit show. Gustav Klimt art. I don't know that person. Okay, this is a shit show because, okay, let me show you what I did wrong. Maybe I'll try this again. So this hand, so the top line of this finger is about level with this, and so here it's lower. So something about my perspective is off. I don't like it. We're just gonna pretend. It looks great from here. Let's just pretend that's our whole drawing. Maybe we'll try this again another day. What did I do? You know what I did? Okay. Here was my back corner. And I should have made... Okay. I just started too low. That is okay. Maybe I'll just go back down here. I really gave her a giant butt. I didn't even mean to do that. Oh man, I always tend to do that. Like, look at this. She's a lot thinner. I do have this kind of bias in my drawings. I've done this before. Soft horizontal lines, why? The top of what? Why? I don't understand. Alright, I'll do this like nice mutton chop shadow going on here. Maybe if I... hands are just not it right now. Oh, so like before I draw in the hands to like draw a line that is like a reference to where this hand should meet. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay. So I want to make it level with this. Looks too big now. What have I done? Yeah, but something I'm doing is wrong. Like something, this needs to be like higher or something. There's more going on than I am noticing. There's something spatially going on that I need to fix. This is a little shorter. I feel like it's like that. It looks a little better. It's still like a little long, but I feel like it's even long in the reference picture. And then there's like this sternum line. Oh, Kevin, thank you. Thank you for your faith in me. Thank you for your misplaced faith in me. There's like the sternum line here. Okay, that's better than it was. This arm, something is still off about it. I have not figured it out yet. This is hard, you guys. I'm gonna take a moment. Take one moment and chill. It's time to have sangria. Sangria and chill. So if you're playing along, I hope you have a drink with me. Have some, I don't know, have some juice if you're not of age. It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward here. It's all good. I beg to differ. Kevin says, I beg to differ, not just misplaced, just sometimes forget where I am or going. How could you forget where you are? Well, I talked all about, I don't know if I could rehash how I've been because I talked about it for like the first half hour. So, it's been interesting to say the least. And that's all I got. Just meeting lots of new people. And trying to keep my head down and stay busy and figure out how I'm gonna establish myself. Yeah. Just been keeping busy. Let's see. Okay, should I attempt? This may be ill-advised. I may attempt this, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, do I want to get going on a third after this one was a learning experience? So I may. Like, the perspective is difficult, and I'm like really struggling with perspective. Maybe I should find some like easy perspective exercises or something. I don't know. It's okay, Kevin. You can always go back and rewatch. I was talking about, let me recap a little bit. So last weekend was crazy. I had 2 nights in a row where I was up until 4 a.m. So here, I'm gonna move this out of the way for like a second. I had 2 nights in a row last week where I was up until 4 a.m. It was nuts. So like Friday, I went to a party. Was it? No, it was a show. That's right. Okay, so there was like this giant potluck show at a place called Echo's Bar. And it was like 4 bands, I think. But it was like the last event of the year, basically. So everybody brought food. And like everybody was like networking and socializing. I'm new here, so I guess I'm networking, but everybody else knows each other. So it's interesting. It's like a tight-knit group, and that I like. So I've been checking out this bar called Echoes because they have like an open jam there. So I've been getting to know all the people who run the open jam and like go to the open jam. And after the show, there was an after party that I ended up going to that was extremely fun, and we stayed up till like 4 a.m. So that was really good. And then the next day, I went to another show. It was like a house show, and that was different. So like the show at Echo's Bar was like more polished, like indie bands, like chill indie alternative bands. And then I went to a punk show on Saturday. And then that was really fun. There's this band I've been kind of following around here. They're called Big Gulp, and like um I've been ever since I like started to be a musician full. So this band called Big Gulp, and I've been to like 3 of their shows so far, and they're hilarious. So like they brought in this rug. It was a rug in the shape of a big gulp, and it said Big Gulp on it. And so people were like moshing and falling on the Big Gulp rug, which was just really funny. If you check them out, their most recent EP, it actually sounds pretty good. And they all of their song titles are hilarious. So that's like one band I've been following around. And then like the band that hosted the show, they're called the Shame Babies. And so I guess I'm not sure, but I think they're associated with the house the show was at. And somebody gave them like a whole bunch of like old Barbie dolls. So they decorated the whole house with like these old Barbie dolls, and like I guess the kids that were there made door prizes. So they ripped a whole bunch of arms and legs off of Barbie dolls and attached them to like headbands and stuff. And that's like a weird thing I've been obsessed with for a while, is like when people make art out of doll limbs. So like it's really unsettling. So if you pull a bunch of doll limbs and smash them all together and just like a horrible grotesque mosaic of doll body parts, it's like it's horrible. Anyway, that's what these kids did. So I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like these kids understand me on a deep level or something. So they made a whole bunch of these headbands with doll limbs all over them and then raffled them off. And it was hilarious. So that was a good time. That was a good show. And then after that show, I went to this other party that I told you about earlier. And it was like an artist party, like older adult artists who are like gallery artists, and like there was like a bunch of people there who were like art directors of various galleries or organizations, and like that was more of like an adult fancy party, and there was all this fancy food there, but mostly I was there to be a fly on the wall and be stupid. Kevin Mack asked what style of punk music. It was one of those like variety shows where there's one band that's like they're really new. It's like their 3rd show, but they're screaming about revolution and it's amazing, but you can tell they're really raw and like really new. And then there's like one band of older people that are doing like silly sexy songs, and there was one like really hard like hardcore punk band, just like a variety, like a bunch of different styles. But the cool thing about Albuquerque is like everybody makes insanely political music, like whether you're making like indie music or whether you're making punk music or whether your music sounds really chill, like everything is so political and it's hilarious. So like the first show that I went to here, the first show that I went to, there was this band, God, what were they called? I can't remember at the moment, but they were just like a silly chill band, and they made 3-chord songs, but they had this song about Mitch McConnell that made me just like die laughing. And the first line was turtle man, and like few things bring me joy like that. And I guess that is what I have been happy to find about being here, is like no matter what style of music you do, like no matter whether you're a 3-chord band or you're trying to do something progressive, or whether you're good, whether you're trying to be good or whether you're okay with being raw, like everybody has something to say, And that's so refreshing. Like it made me happy. I used to think I was a music elitist, and I am a little bit, but nothing brings me joy like a three-chord song band that has something really awesome and hilarious to say. And it's been so much fun. That's all I can really say. Yeah, it's been very surprising, like just ending up in places you didn't really plan on, and like hearing the stuff people are making that that gives them purpose and drive is like so refreshing. It's been really fun. I wish I could go out to more shows. But it's not, I guess it's like it's hard to get out downtown right now, but I'm trying to figure it out. So when I can get downtown and get to some place where there's a show, like I'm usually pleasantly surprised. And okay, and the other thing that's like really like emphasized here culturally is like stage presence. So there's a lot of bands who are like really intense performers. Like I just saw this band called Crush. It's either Crush or Crushed. But like I shit you not, like everybody in that band looks like a rock star in their performance. Like they have so much energy. Like one of their guitarists has the guitar over their shoulder and is still shredding. Like they were kind of like an emo kind of band, but like really good. So that was one band I saw a couple weeks ago. Like I was at a street fair, and then afterwards I went to a show downtown, and I caught the last two bands, and one of them was an emo band, but they were amazing. It wasn't like um I don't know. I'm not gonna talk shit on anything, but the amount of energy they brought was like just incredible. And I'm finding like a lot of people are like that here. So yeah. It says, did you see my friend Con is in your stream? Where's Con? I don't see Con. Where is Con? Come back, Con. I'm debating. Do I draw another drawing? Do I try? Con. I don't know. I don't recall. I was drawing. I'm sorry. I don't recall a con. I'm looking. I'm scrolling. I see Red Hunter. I see Orist. I see Kenji. I see Mike. Oh, next with Con. Yeah, I see him. Okay. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I might be finished. I'm tired. And I've got more guitar work to work on. A smaller city, yeah. It's the challenge of a smaller city is the bus schedule. But it is what it is. Oh, I don't know if I have time for a podcast, but thank you so much for the offer. Con, you should do your own podcast. I will see you guys again soon. Tomorrow I will come back. And I will come back with energy and maybe a coffee. Should I just do it? Should I just draw it? I'm like, oh, I'm waffling real bad right now. It's really annoying. What time is it? 8:30. It's been like an hour and a half. The lady I drew earlier was cool. That was something I did a while back. It's all right. I feel okay about it. Oh, you can see the shadow of the plant in the light. I'm so sorry. The lady right there is like the culmination of my life's work. Of all of my development so far. I need to do some jumping jacks tomorrow. I need more energy. What is what supposed to be, Mike? The lady? The lady is a lady. Okay, guys. I will see you tomorrow night. Why is she sad turned around? I don't think she's sad. I think the point is she's supposed to be I don't know, like alluring or something. I don't know. She's not sad. You wouldn't look at someone all flirty like that if you were sad. Okay. Have a good night, you guys. I will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. We'll see you later.